Make, miss. It's a make or miss lead.
Make unicorns. Nikola Jokic, yes, Steven Adams, that is his first name. 26, 9, and 4 in a win over the Raptors last night. The Nuggets back atop the West. Kawhi played this game, Kevin, so this was a serious win. They were the ones, the Nuggets were the ones missing guys, and yet Denver picked up the win. What do you think? You think they're going to finish near the top of the West?
As far as their defense can take them, we know they can score. And they're defending.
Mark?
No Lowry, but they've been super impressive.
And Van Vliet and Siakam and Valanciunas.
Yeah. They just
No
haven't
Gary
played in the
Harris?
playoffs, so I don't know what to expect from them.
Just saying. It was a good win. I still think it was a good win. Misplacement. Channing Frye, that's my favorite story of the weekend. Driving in, looking at Colin Sexton on the bench. Yeah, Frye throws him the pass, and it's a turnover. Channing says on Twitter, he was open. Of course, LeBron got to him on IG. And by the way, Channing just posted a hilarious video of what he really saw during that interaction, so go check that out on Twitter. Whose fault is this?
It's the Rook's fault, man. The Rook can't get up and put his hands up, and he has a black shirt. I blame the Rook.
I mean, anytime you get the Benny Hill music in the NBA, it's no one's fault. This is a great thing. I love this.
What was he jumping up for?
This is just the best league, because you know if an NFL player did this, or an NHL player, they would not be IGing it. Make optimism. Darren Fox had 28, 5, and 3 in the Kings win last night. He's in the running for sophomore of the year, right, Kevin?
By a factor of 10.
Right?
This fast lefty is, he's like a lightning bug. How much fun is it to watch the Sacramento Kings this year, by the way?
Yes.
I turned off the Warriors-Raptors to watch the finish of the Kings-Wolves game.
Aww.
That's how much fun it was.
Look at that. By the way, as the Kings turn, will return later in this segment, so look forward to that. Elation. Drake posted this pic with Kawhi. So which one of these guys do you think would be more fun to party with?
I think because I'm older, I'm going to hang out with Kawhi because I don't think we'll be as turned up with bottles on fire and stuff like that. Might have a nice dinner.
In Joakim Noah's words, Drake is too lit for you, just like New York.
He might surprise me though. He might be a turn-up dude.
Right. I like the Kawhi. By the way, these Kawhi photoshops are getting it done for me.
What kind
Very
of party?
happy, producer Tucker.
It's like a seance. That's the party.
Well, that one's a seance. The other one, the big one, no. I like it. All right, there we go. Miss Originality. LeBron and Lonzo threw down almost identical dunks on Saturday versus Charlotte. LeBron even afterwards saying how much he sees himself in Lonzo. Obviously in some ways, not always, but still impressive. And nice playmaking from both of them throughout the game.
In the NFL and the NBA, they're looking into these mics now, right?
Look at that. Aww.
The defensive guys are doing team pictures during the games and everything now. But one thing I think is great is LeBron and Rondo, I think, are pushing to get the most out of Lonzo and pushing to be more aggressive.
I think it's the dual thing, right? They're pushing because they want the young players to develop, and either they end up developing and being assets for the Lakers, or they end up being assets, Kevin. I mean, you can see it both ways. I do want to discuss the Lakers, though, wrap their up and down weekend, because we mentioned on Saturday they beat the Hornets 128-100. It was a very impressive game, both Lonzo and LeBron getting triple doubles. Then last night, they got blown out by the Wizards. It was 128-110, but really not actually that close. And this was a Wizards team that was thoroughly depleted. And look, we saw it earlier on this road trip. That old expression of like, oh, every team gets up to play for LeBron. You have had teams already just on this road trip that have been dead for weeks suddenly. Like, LeBron's in town.
You want the real?
John Wall, it's like, okay.
You want the real?
Yes.
Always bet against a team in a big city on a Sunday.
Okay.
They're
Saturday
always
nights
out
are undefeated?
Saturday night. Oh, yeah. Marcus Camby never played on Sundays in Toronto. Never.
It was like in his contract.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they got in late.
Well, that's the
and
point.
Saturday night is not a late.
Only trip to DC all season?
Washington, D.C. is not a late town. Now, of course, if you're LeBron James, you can find somewhere to stay open for you.
I mean, it's not a late town if you're like a staffer for Charles Grassley.
It is hard to get a meal in my hometown. It is hard to get a meal in my hometown after 9 p.m.
It might have been a special party just for that one trip to town.
I will say, when Michael Jordan played there was a spot near the arena that was mysteriously open for him past 1 a.m.
I mean, LeBron's only trip to D.C.
I don't know.
I'm not insinuating anything, but
no, that is literally exactly what you were doing.
I am. Huh? Always bet against a team on Sunday. That's all I would say, especially a matinee game.
I would say this: I never charge a team for a second night of a back-to-back,
Back-to-back on the
last
road.
game of
But
a
they
road
drilled
trip.
Well, no, I think they're going to
sat in the
Brooklyn,
fourth
too.
quarter, right?
I think they're going to Brooklyn, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. They have the Brooklyn game to end this trip, but I just don't. And
Yeah.
look, I take the more significance of the Hornets in this why. It was another great defensive effort. And I've said it already about one team in the West, but the Lakers will go as far as their defense takes
Yes.
them. We know they'll be able to manufacture possessions. They have a pretty good guy at the 3 or the 4, whichever position
Whatever
he
he's
plays.
playing.
Right, like can this right now they're kind of a top 10 defensive team, and that to me is going to be the barometer of their success, whether they're sacrificial lambs at the 7 or
Right.
whether they can win a first-round series. And they're a pretty tight team. They showed it against Charlotte, which is they've been decent this year.
Maybe
Yeah.
they ate a Ben's chili bowl too late.
Well,
I
let's
love
see what
that.
happens in Brooklyn. We'll find out.